So Hollywood is now making zombie movies. Welcome to the Take Room, where your feelings don't matter, just facts. Today we are going to be talking about this movie, Alive Till Dawn. Where do I start from? First of all, we both know that this is not a genre that Nigerians are used to at all. We don't do it, right? So, is this film actually a good attempt or a miss? We are going to find out in this episode. So let's be honest, when you hear Nollywood, this is not the kind of thing that comes into your mind. Survival thrillers and the rest. It's not what comes into your mind. But let's talk about this film, right? This film throws us straight into chaos. No long talk, no scientific explanations, no lab-coated English and stuff like that. Just straight into chaos, right? It centers about like a viral outbreak that turns human beings into flesh-hunting zombies, right? Most of this movie happens in a police station where a small group of people are stuck in the police station after the virus breaks out, and then they have to survive till dawn. That is the entire premise of the movie, surviving till dawn. Personally, I think the cinematography in the film was great. I think lighting up night scenes like that is not really something that we are used to in Nollywood, but it was really great. The person that handled the lighting in this movie did a really, really good job. Let's talk about deeply, what are zombie movies like? What exactly is this movie trying to, teach us or trying to show us, right? Zombie movie in general is widely accepted internationally. So personally, I really love the fact that we actually attempted this, because this is the kind of movie that appeals internationally. But zombie movies are usually more political than, the horror and terror, right? Because it shows how prepared a government is for something, unplanned like that to happen. How does the government handle this kind of situation if it happens? How does the system hold? Does it break down? Does it have measures in place to tackle this sort of things? And we could actually see this thing, play out in the movie. I'm going to use the DPO as the character that signifies the system. We could literally see him go from being strong, coordinated to, breaking down and, the whole thing that happens here. I don't want to give out too much because I want you to go to the cinema and see this film for yourself and tell me if it is great. But during the course of the film, let us point out the fact that Uzor Arukwe is an exceptional actor. To me, personally, I think this is one of his most grounded roles of all time. Like we could see a different part of him, not the usual one that all of us are used to. This was like it took a different turn, from his courage to the way he delivered his lines to what his character was supposed to do, the way they layered his character development. It was really, really great. And we'll talk about Sunshine Rosman way before she even did To Kill a Monkey. I've always, really rated her highly. I personally have some friends that don't like her, but me personally, I do. To me, she's a really, really good actress, right? And she really, really, portrayed that in this film. We also talk about Michael Dappa. Michael Dappa I liked his character in the film. He kept us on edge because we could not know whether to trust him or not to trust him. Because I personally, I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, but he really, really surprised me. And this is what we mean by challenging yourself. He challenged himself as an actor and he delivered exceptionally in this role. So I can say this movie layered three things for me: physical survival, psychological survival, and also moral composure, because physically they had to survive till dawn, and psychologically it wasn't easy. It's not easy to survive in this kind of setting. Just you sit down now and imagine that there's a zombie apocalypse. Like everywhere is crazy, everything has gone down off the grid and stuff like that. It's not easy to physically survive, to fight off things like flesh-hunting monsters that just really wants to eat you up, right? It's not easy to defend yourself against things like that, but they did. And when we talk about the psychological warfare, every single sound could be your death. You did not know who to trust, who who was infected, or that sort of thing, who has been affected by the virus. You are just on edge throughout the entire film, trying to figure out how to come out from this place, because some people will give up. I know plenty of you, especially we Nigerians, if this kind of thing happen, most of us will not even bother running. We'll just give ourselves up on the first day, because what is the point of running? Who wants to go through the stress of running? But the psychological, fortitude to be able to actually face this in end on and, maybe possibly survive it. It's something else that we need to take away from this film. And also the moral, oh my God, morality, because you begin to become something that you are not. Because a lot of things goes into surviving an apocalypse in a controlled environment. You are talking about food rations and personalities and stuff like that. You begin to, should I sacrifice this person for myself? Should I sacrifice myself for this group? Those sort of things will begin to come into your head during something like this. So I think the movie layers these three things well for me. And overall, the only thing I have to talk about this movie, is it the best zombie movie in the world? No. Is it the best zombie movie in the recent years? No, it's not. But is it a very good step for Nollywood? Yes, it is. But I think it is a good attempt for Nollywood. It's a step in the right direction, because if you check back Hollywood, they did not just master this genre in a day. It came from series of trials. So if this is the beginning of our trials, I really don't mind it. It is a good attempt for the beginning. The next person coming after this would do a lot better than they have done. So I think it's a great film. I think we should all go and see it in cinema. It's not every time uncle and auntie and love and go and see this film. This film it's really, really great.